Hey everybody, listen to this, listen. Do you hear that? No you don't. My parents are out of the house to go do some store stuff. And it's nice because it's just so quiet, there's no sound, listen. Usually my parents are talking or like watching a show or something. And we have like relatively thin walls. We don't have super thin walls, but you know, like we can hear people. Like we live in a separated house, you know, but like I like if my parents are talking in the living room, I can hear them here, which you know isn't bad. Like I don't care, but it can be irritating if you're trying to get into music or something. Like just really like get into the music you're listening to at the time. Yeah, I was looking at some because I have this hard drive right here. This external hard drive, and it's where I have all of my, like, it's where I have all of the storage on my drives from before I wiped all of them and put Linux on my main boot drive and wiped all my other drives. I have a backup of what all of it was, so I was backing it up to tar.gz, and crazy thing is, I was looking through these old files and I found some of my old videos, and I was like, wow, like, I cannot believe, like, mid 2019, I cannot believe how much, like, I talked about so much in those videos. I was talking about how, like, one really interesting point I brought up was how, like, it was like a 5-minute video, was about how if you're living in the present, you shouldn't care about your future, because you can't have fun if you know what you're doing right now isn't contributing to your future. You know what I mean? Like, you having fun, it's like, oh, this isn't contributing to what I plan for my future to be, so what's the point in doing it? You know what I mean? And that shouldn't do that. Like, I know I'm probably gonna go to, like, University of Washington, ideally, and study computer science, ideally, you know? But after that, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to apply for a job, and then I'm going to have that job, and then I'm going to get, like, maybe a promotion, and then I'm going to retire. And that'll be like, that's all I know. I don't have things specifically planned like a lot of people do. I just have a basic outline, you know? And that's all you really need. And sure, like, doing this, like, doing what I'm planning, won't necessarily be super rich, you know? You won't, like, you won't feel, like, all together all the time, you know what I mean? But it's still, like, that doesn't matter, because as long as you're having a good time in the moment, it doesn't really matter what's happening in the future or in the past, you know what I mean? Yeah. Except for schoolwork. Always do your schoolwork. See ya. Dude, I'm sorry. Listen to this. Look. No sound. Also, you can't really see him that well at all, especially from this angle. But like my bed's here. Like, there's a bed above me. And I have these Christmas lights going across my bed along here. And only half of them worked. I realized that, like, I was just on my computer watching some XQC clips or something, and I realized, oh, one out of every 3 lights is on in this half, and they were super bright white. Like, I have white Christmas lights, but you know how white Christmas lights aren't, like, bright white? They're, like, yellowish white? They were bright white. Like, not that light. Like this white. Like, I can't really describe it, but, like, okay, the lights were as white as, like, me, okay? And, you know, and so, it was crazy, and I was like, oh, something probably went wrong. These lights shouldn't only have, like, 1/3 of them on this specific half, and have them be super bright, you know? And so I just unplugged them, because I don't want to burn down my house. Speaking of my house, I can't wait to own a house. It's gonna be so much fun, because I'm gonna just, like, I'm gonna own a house. I might not own a house. Well, probably. Ideally, I'll own a house. I mean, there's no reason not to own a house. You know what I mean? Cause like people, like you sort of inevitably own it. Unless you're like homeless your whole life, you sort of inevitably own a house, right? You're not gonna live in an apartment your whole life. If you're smart with money, yeah. Alright. See ya. See ya. Oh, by the way, one last thing. I just need to take as much advantage of this no sound time as possible. YouTuber CGP Gray, he's the co-host of podcast Hello Internet. He recently released a video, Spaceship You, and it was an analogy to where, like, how to better yourself over quarantine in, like, a spaceship. That was the analogy. And the thing is, these videos, that specific video is, like, everywhere now. It's not everywhere, like, in my circle, but it's everywhere in, like, schooling circles, you know what I mean? From what I know and from what I've seen on what he said on the podcast, his videos are quite popular in schools. Like his UK video, I think that's his most popular video still, right? It actually might be something about the Electoral College, but let me check. Yeah, CGP Gray, most popular. Oh, poggers! Okay, his most popular video is The Simple Solution to Traffic. But yeah, his most popular video last time I heard was the difference between the United Kingdom, Great Britain, and England explained. And that video, from what I know, is not only his first video, but also his most popular because it was shown in so many schools, and it was in his school sort of thing. He also seemed... Never mind, his first video was time management for teachers. Hold on. Look at how bad my hair looks. Hold on. There you go. That's really interesting. I had no idea that he uploaded Time Management for Teachers V2. That's super interesting. Alright, yeah, see ya. Is there anything else to talk about? It's really loud. I guess, let me pause this video. I'm waiting for my Hello Internet Mountain Doom edition to arrive still. It's been like... Said it was going to arrive in 8 weeks, and I think it's been like 7 weeks, about. I think it's been 8 weeks. Why hasn't it arrived? Maybe it's the whole coronavirus thing. Yeah. Alright, imagine I get it and it's broken. Okay, now I don't think there's anything more to talk about. Also, never mind. Yeah. Alright, see ya!